The most important concern that bothers every parent is the low confidence in their children. And you know what confidence is? It is the feeling of your child about the surety of their abilities that they have inside them. Feeling that those abilities can help them, not in the form of an arrogance, but in the form of confidence that it will help them in any given situation. But most of the times it is because of the parents who have not been approaching very rightly during the formative stages of the child's cognitive development that results into a poor self confidence. Most of the times, what parents do, they become very overprotective of their children. And when I say overprotective, they do not want to expose them to discomforts. They do not want to expose them to challenges and situations where they may have to do something on their own. And that overprotectiveness never lets a child to look inside himself or herself about what are those capability centers that he or she can bank on. So, because the child has never seen inside him or herself, and always parents have come forward to support, that inner center of ability never blossoms up. There is another reason why child does not develop confidence is when parents are expecting perfection. They think they are providing them all comforts, they are providing them all support without letting them go and look inside. Parents are expecting their children to become completely perfect. So, expecting perfection is another reason why children lose confidence. Why every child is different. There is an individuality and potentiality and a capacity in each child. Now, if you expect a rose to blossom like a lotus or a lotus to blossom like a rose just because the rose is in demand or a lotus is in demand, you are actually killing the individuality of either of the flowers by comparing them with each other, because each of the flower has its own merit. Similarly, expecting too much from your children is also sometimes pushing them towards doing something which they are not actually meant for, and expecting this perfection from your children is another reason why they lose their confidence. There is another reason that loosens their confidence is that uh, we rush to help our children when they are not feeling great. When your child is feeling emotionally low, we always want to cheer them up. It is also not the right thing to do with your children, because you are doing it with a good intent to cheer them up, but actually you are not letting them understand those causes that have triggered that emotional state. So it is important for parents to help children to recognize what triggers emotions inside them so that they can self regulate. But in absence of doing that, parents come to rescue their children by cheering them up and thinking that he will be all right. In the long run, it actually impacts the child's confidence because he has never learned how to self regulate himself. Another thing is, when you see your children doing some mistake, we immediately rush to correct it. This also is one of the reasons why most of the children lack confidence, because most of the time they are not familiar with how to work and improve with the mistakes, and because they are not familiar with that, they lack confidence when they are exposed to situations where there is a possibility of committing more mistakes and they don't know how to handle it. So parents must be careful when a child is committing a mistake. Let them commit, because mistakes will help them to learn how to handle those mistakes, and when they start learning on their own how to correct mistakes, you will find that their confidence levels will also go up. One another reason what I find